Welcome to another episode of Sideline Sessions. On this episode, we have head coach Laine Ward from the Middleton High School girls lacrosse program. Let me tell you what I know about Miss Laine Ward here. Her passion for this game is unrivaled, and her energy for her girls is infectious. I hope you enjoy this episode as much as I do, and thanks for watching. Coach Laine Ward, Middleton women's head coach. Excited to have you. You're our second female coach, and I'm ready to crack this open and get more on. So thanks for making time for us here on Sideline
Absolutely.
Sessions. Let's get into a little bit about your background,
All right.
and let's start with lacrosse.
Yeah.
How'd you get into it?
So I actually started playing on the boys' side. I was in 7th grade and played basketball, and my head coach decided that I was a little too aggressive for basketball, and he's like, I have the perfect sport for you. And his son played lacrosse in Pocatello,
Mhm.
and he's like, let me introduce you to the lacrosse coach. So I played a season of boys lacrosse and a fall of they were trying to get the girls program started out in Pocatello. So I played a fall out with them, and then I moved to Texas. They didn't have it down there. And so when I moved back to Idaho in 2016, um, Middleton was just starting their program.
Yeah.
And I saw that. I was like, oh, perfect. I love lacrosse. I'll sign up. I'll do this. And so I was able to be part of the inaugural team and played 2 years of girls lacrosse.
Mhm.
Reached out to a bunch of coaches because I wanted to play in college because I loved it so much.
Yeah.
And got a response from a couple of them.
Mhm.
They invited me to come out, visit campus.
Yeah.
And I ended up committing for Iowa University, which
Oh.
is in Fayette, Iowa.
Okay.
They no longer have a team. It folded after a couple of years, but I went out there for a fall, decided wasn't my jam, did not like being in the cold all the time.
Sure.
And I went into the transfer portal. Adams State reached out to me and they're like, we'll do a spring transfer. We'll take you in. I don't care that we're already a week into classes.
Okay.
And
But Adams State isn't exactly warmer.
no, it wasn't,
Okay.
but it was at the same time because it was a lot sunnier.
I got you.
Yes. And even when it was really cold out, as long as the sun was out, you were fine.
Okay.
So played for 3 years at Adams State, got my degree in um, kinesiology with an emphasis in coaching because I knew I wanted to do that. And my head coach at the time at Adams, when it came to my senior or my 3rd year there, which was my final
Mhm.
year of classes for my undergrad, you could kind of see the writing on the wall of the program not doing too well. And he's like, I know that we have your master's program here, but I would highly suggest you getting into the transfer portal and grad transferring somewhere.
Awesome.
And that's
Let me,
how I,
yeah. Let's we have a extra guest tonight who just refused to we might be able to get rid of her now. Let's pause real quick. I think she's ready to get out.
all right,
And then we're gonna get back in. I
perfect.
apologize. This is
No, it's all good.
she's very still. Hold on. Let's go. Just be there. Stay. So she goes away. Okay. We got rid of our distraction. But I want to know, because the transfer portal is this magical thing that's more and more talked about.
hmm
I want to tell me about your experience, like how you declare, whether you did declare. There's kind of two ways, right? That you can
Yeah.
let your coach know or get in there and not let them know.
Yeah. So my first experience with the transfer portal, Upper Iowa was supposed to have their first season, spring of 2019, when I was first there for my freshman year. And because of academic ineligibilities and injuries, they decided to delay the start of the program. So we were given the opportunity to transfer without penalty.
Okay.
And this was before the no penalty rules of being able to just play right away. You had to sit out a year if you transferred. Um, and
Oh,
so
that's right.
when they said you can transfer without penalty, I already knew that I wasn't going to be there my
Right.
sophomore year. So I was like, I'll take it.
Let's
I'll
jump.
go. Let
Let's
me
go.
let me let me do something new.
Okay.
So I just talked with the compliance officer, talked with my
Mhm.
coach, and said, "Hey, this isn't working out for me. Let me go into the transfer portal. Let me try something new."
Sure.
That's when I reached out to a bunch of coaches on the West Coast and
Mhm.
west of the Rocky Mountains and just was like, "Hey, I'm available for a spring transfer. Things just didn't work out with my old school.
Things
Do you
happen.
have opportunity?"
Yeah.
Adams State said, "We got opportunity. We'll take
Mhm.
you."
Right.
They helped me with the transition. I ended up rooming with some teammates and they got me enrolled in classes even though I was a week after the start of their semester.
Sure.
They still got me going,
That's great.
and I loved my experience at Adams. I really did not want to transfer for my grad years because I knew the professors, I knew the team, I knew the area, loved Adams so much.
Yeah.
Then my coach, my third year, was like, "Hey, I'm not going to say that the program's not doing well, but you have a lot more opportunity than what you would have here."
Okay.
And this was the first year of the transfer portal without penalty, so you didn't have to sit out a year. Plus, I was a grad transfer, so I already didn't have to sit out a year.
Okay.
I didn't have any penalty because I already had my degree.
Um, let's talk about playing at Adams State.
All right.
Tell me about it. Well, how about this? The jump between high school and
Hmm.
then into college, and then maybe if there was a jump between the two colleges that
Yeah.
you had at first.
So the main difference between high school and college was the speed of play. Everything was so much faster at college,
Hmm.
and there was a lot more expectation of you to do things on your own,
Hmm.
to get better on your own, and then come to practice and be ready to learn. I would say that my experience at Adams was a lot different than most people's experience going into college in general because we had a small team and we were recruiting people to just come play for us to be able to feel the team.
Gotcha.
So we had girls that had never picked up a stick before
Oh,
playing with us,
okay.
which was crazy, but it was a lot of fun
Hmm.
because I had girls that had played since they were in kindergarten and girls that had played 2 days all on the same team.
All right.
It was so much fun, but it was so crazy at the same time because as much as I was getting coached by my head coaches, which I've had, I played for 5 years in college and had 6 different head coaches. So I was able to experience a lot of different sights and sounds. Let's put it that
I
way.
bet. And
Eh,
then let's talk about the education in both places.
Yeah.
So you were still on a similar path, and I mean, maybe were they the
Yeah.
overall experience? So off the field experience, I
Off the
guess is what
field.
I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah. Off the field experience. At Adams, the community there is small. They love their school. They love the people at the school. Um, they opened their arms and welcomed you in. It's a small mountain town, and it's the it's the largest town in the valley, and they just love their people there.
That's great.
It's incredible. Like, just if I could live somewhere simply for the people, it would be Alamosa. I loved Alamosa so much, which is so weird because it's 4 hours away from anything.
Anything. Yeah.
But the people were incredible. Just the hominess of it was
That's
just
great.
awesome. And then when I transferred to Missouri Western, the people at the school were awesome. The town's a little interesting.
Okay.
Um, I spent a year there after I graduated with my master's degree
Yeah.
and got to know the people in the town a little bit more. And the divide between where the school is and where the town is separated by the interstate, and there is a very large divide.
Oh, okay. but that's not abnormal,
No.
especially the further east you go, where there's
Hmm.
maybe a small university that's somewhat propping up an old community.
Yes, that is
Yeah,
exactly what it is. It's a small college that props up a community that hasn't grown in forever, and they have their opinions about what's going on with the leadership and everything, which made it really hard to get involved in the community like I had in Alamosa.
okay,
But the school community was incredible. I love the school. I love the people there. The leadership, even though it was revolving as I was there, they loved the students. They just wanted to make sure the students succeeded. And they did a really great job of letting the kids know, hey, we love you here. We want you here.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's really great. Um, yeah, I'm just thinking about how great that as a parent hearing
Yeah.
that experience for your child, that support in both locations,
Yeah.
and how positive you speak about it, even though it was kind of this zigzag path in the end,
Yeah.
is awesome. So, so playing the speed was more, education wise, locked in, good to go.
Absolutely.
You showed up, not struggling. By the way, you mentioned a 4.2 on your way in.
I had I did not have a problem with finding a school that wanted me simply because of my grades in high school. Um, they were very happy to take me in
Hmm.
and let me learn,
Yeah,
and I was so happy to be able to do that because I just wanted to play. I wanted to keep playing.
yeah,
It's the love of the sport. I just wanted to keep playing. And when people said that I had the opportunity, I was like, yes, let me have it.
yeah.
Take me in. Let me learn.
Okay. Did you have to rely on some of those wrestling skills when you got into college at all? Was it ever like, listen, you're messing with the wrong gal here?
Let's just put it this way. My coaches were a little nervous when I started to lose my temper.
Okay.
I, especially my freshman sophomore year, I was kind of hot-headed, just
What?
just a
Okay.
little bit hot-headed,
Yeah.
and they knew when they had to pull me off the field because I was starting to get a little
Okay.
hot and heavy. Let's put it that way.
Very competitive.
Yes,
Okay.
very, very competitive. I
Uh,
did not like to lose, and I did not win until my fourth year of college. So it was very, very hard for me to be in an environment where I love the sport, love the competition, and just could not get it done to put a W up in the
Yeah.
win up in the win column.
Yeah. Well, uh, how does that translate now
Now,
with you as a coach, especially going back to Middleton where you played,
hmm
and numbers have been kind of up and down,
yeah,
and still having those juices flowing, I would assume. So,
yes, I am still very, very competitive. My girls know that I am very competitive and I want to win. They know that I want to win. They know that I am pushing them to win,
mhm,
but I also want them to know that I love them. I say high expectations, high support
okay,
is my coaching style. I have very, very high expectations for my girls. I set it out from day one, from the parent meeting. I give them an expectation sheet, and this is what my program is ran like.
yeah,
I expect you to follow these rules, to be on time, to be respectful, to try your best at all times. But I also give them the support that they need to meet those expectations.
okay,
I love them. I am vulnerable with them. I meet them where they are,
yeah,
but they also know that I have my expectations and we
sure,
need to meet them.
yeah, that's great. Um, Sometimes I sit here and I just listen and I become a fan. So I apologize for the pauses,
That's all good.
because I just love that. I've been lucky lately to interview a fair amount of coaches that are back that are your age,
Mhm.
and to see them come in these leadership roles, which traditionally and are for older folks. Let's say lacrosse is one of those sports where there's kind of a gap here,
Yeah.
and that gap is starting to fill up now with the folks like yourself that have gone and played, and now they're bringing it back. And the excitement that you show along with these other coaches your age, and the passion for players, uh, I just get juiced up thinking about it. Like it charges my battery. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Um, Middleton girls program. Uh, let's talk about some pros and cons lately. We're going through, not maybe I phrase that differently, but maybe not. But like we've had some growth struggles, but we also have some significant positives to go through coming into your second season.
Yeah. So speaking on just Middleton by
Hmm.
itself, last year was not a very successful season if you look at it numbers wise. But if you look at it from the team base,
Hmm.
I went from having 17 girls for my spring season
Yeah.
to having 20 girls in fall. And that meant that I had and I graduated
Oh, wow.
9 of my 17 girls last year.
Holy cow.
I had 20 girls come this fall.
Hmm.
15 of them had never picked up a stick before. That
Okay.
was simply from my girls hawking it up and loving the sport so much
Yeah.
that they wanted to bring their friends. And then this spring, we're looking at having 43 girls on roster.
This is crazy.
It's
Uh,
absolutely insane.
Coach, your energy for this is infectious. So kudos to you and obviously the girls that are ambassadors
Yes.
for their sport and their team.
Well, and
This is great.
I tell them all the time, I'm like, I am not in the school.
Yeah.
I am not lucky enough to be a teacher
Mhm.
and be able to promote the sport from within. It's all on the girls.
Yeah.
It's giving them the leadership and opportunity
Mhm.
to really be an ambassador for the sport and
Mhm.
say, hey, come out, give this a try. I love it. I
Yeah.
want you to love it. I want to spend more time with you in this environment,
Yeah.
this fun, competitive environment. And the girls just, they seem to buy into what I was saying last year and are ready to do it again this year.
That's great.
They're showing up to our preseason practices, to our open fields, and just ready to learn more. They text me like during the off season. They just text me. They're like, "Hey, do you have another wall ball routine that I can do, or what can I do that I don't so I can have my stick in my hand, but I don't need to be hitting a wall because my dad doesn't like it when I hit the siding."
Tell Dad to get over it. Yeah.
And I
He'll miss those dents in that side someday. So
Yeah, and they're just excited,
yeah.
and it feeds into my excitement
Mhm.
as much as I'm feeding into theirs. Is they want to be here, so I have built a really great staff
Yeah.
for this season. I
Let's
have
talk about your staff.
Yeah, so I have one confirmed assistant coach right
Mhm.
now and one that's in the works.
Yeah.
My assistant coach is Anna Johnson. She is not from the area.
Okay.
She just moved here to live with a friend and give Idaho a try.
That's awesome.
She's originally from Minnesota,
Okay.
played out there for like most of her youth.
What are we
Played,
talking Minnesota wise?
I believe Minneapolis area.
Okay.
I do not remember off the top of my head,
That's fine.
but I believe Minneapolis
Spent a couple summers in Minnesota. That's
area.
fine. So
Yeah. And she played, I think, from fourth grade until her senior year of high school.
okay.
Um, Played club, played high school, just loved the sport.
Mhm.
Went to Colorado State, played it on their club team for a year, and decided that she needed to focus a little bit more on academics
Okay.
than on sports. And when she moved out here, her friend sent we're hiring post to her and was like, hey, give it a try. What do you think?
Yeah.
So Anna reached out to me this fall, and I brought her in for our fall ball,
Mhm.
and she has just been amazing.
Uh,
Uh,
position specialty at all or
she focuses more on the defense because that is what she played,
okay.
but really she is wherever wherever
Yeah.
I need her, she's more than willing to be.
Okay.
We really
Remind me of your position.
I played defense and goalie,
Okay.
but those are my two main positions. I also played a little bit of midfield because when I was in college, we needed midfielders.
Whatever we need, right?
Yeah,
Wherever the opportunity
wherever the
is.
opportunity was, I was so happy to be.
Hmm.
Um, I just love coaching the girls all over the field. I love seeing the excitement when they score goals. I love seeing the like we have one girl last year who had been working all year to snag a draw out of the air.
Hmm.
Like from draw, go up and self draw, snag it out of the air.
Okay.
She did it in one of our like mid season games, And she was so excited that she almost forgot to keep running.
I was wondering if it was if she was
Like,
like, "I got
I
it,"
did
and
it.
then all of
And
a
she
sudden she got a
stopped
stick
and
check and dropped.
yeah, she stopped and she looked at me and like, "Oh."
Yeah,
And I'm like, "I'm so excited for you. Like, you got the draw. Go." And it's,
that's great.
Anna has been so awesome in just keeping the girls excited.
Yeah.
She brings a different energy than I do. I am a very loud coach. You
I
can
know.
hear,
I've had to adjust the volume about 7 times. You're doing
yeah,
great.
you can hear where I am no matter where you are.
Yeah.
My girls can definitely hear me on the field.
Uh-huh.
And if they say they can't hear me, it's just because their ears are off.
Right.
Everybody can hear me.
Yeah.
Anna is much more reserved, much quieter. She definitely is. She's the sideline talker. She's the one that as soon as you're off the field, you're going to talk to her,
Mhm.
and she's telling you you can prove or where you were doing awesome. And she's just that sideline mediator because I know some girls hate getting pulled off the field, and they
Yeah.
get pulled off the field and they're like, "Oh, what did I do wrong?" And it's like, "No, you didn't do anything wrong. You just need a rest right
Yeah.
now."
Yeah.
And she's that sideline mediator and just helps to calm our sideline down while
Mhm.
keeping them engaged.
Okay.
And it's amazing. I love not having to do both jobs at the
I
same
bet.
time.
Well, it frees it up so you can focus on what you need to focus on, and she's obviously handling
hmm
those other adjustments for you one on one and whatnot. Uh, you got another coach on the staff?
I have one in the works right now. She
Okay.
isn't confirmed, but she is a Middleton alum and she's very excited to come give back to the community.
Okay.
Um, she's incredible. She was an attacker and just has so much love for the sport.
Okay.
And I'm very excited to get an offensive mind on my coaching
Yeah.
staff because Anna and I are both very defensive minded.
Mhm.
We love a good solid defense. If we could have a game that was 5-4,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But we know that we need to score goals. We know that we need to attack and having this girl come onto our staff
Okay.
will be incredible because she loves scoring. That's all she wanted to do was score, score, score. She hated when I had her run midfield lines
Sure.
or do anything that wasn't just scoring. And she just wants to score. And so
Mhm.
having that mindset come on to our staff and encourage the girls to go score will be incredible.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm excited for this coach to show up. I want to call and harass him and just get him out there.
Yeah.
So, you talked a little bit about how the gals have ownership of the team, right? And they're excited in being those ambassadors. How's that playing out on the field?
Mhm.
And what does that look like in practice?
Yeah. So my girls own the warm up. They know what I expect of them out of the warm ups, but that's their spot.
Yeah.
They they own it. They are responsible for warming themselves up, getting the team ready to go, getting them in the right mind space. That allows me to set up the field, talk with our assistant coaches, make sure that we're all on the same page while they're doing what they need to do. I really give it to my captains and tell them, "Hey, this is your baby. Do what you need to out of it." I give them clear expectations of these are the warm up um, movements that you need to go through. This is how I want to see it done. But you are in charge of getting it done right, getting it done to my expectations. So the first couple of weeks of practice,
Sure.
I will sit with them, make sure that they're doing it exactly how I want to do it, how I want them to do it, and then I let them run with it. I let them get it set up. I let them run through it.
Is there a playlist that goes with this?
Um, I had my seniors last year and then my seniors this year come up with their own practice playlist. We always have music at practice.
Okay.
That is something at first I didn't really like it. I was like, the girls aren't really paying attention. It's frustrating. Then I brought music in because one of my captains was like, "Hey, we talked about this as a team. This is something that we would like to
Okay.
have happen." I'm like, "Okay, we'll give it a try. We'll test run it for a week." I had more energy. I had more
Isn't
commitment.
that
I had
crazy?
more talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, music at practice is a given now." And so we have music at every single practice. Um, I expect for like defensive drills and stuff, I better hear them over the music. If I hear the music over them, music's gone for
That's
that
perfect.
that minute
Yeah.
and they have to earn it back.
Sure.
But the music brings energy. and they love it when they bring out the speaker.
I bet.
Um, but giving them the chance to build the playlist
Mhm.
to my expectations. I give them expectations of,
Sure.
hey, it has to be clean. I can't hear a single swear word in there,
Mhm.
um, because we have ages 8th grade through 12th grade
Yeah.
on our team. Not every 8th grader listens to the same thing that a 12th grader listens to,
Right. Well, and
and
there's
not every
still rules
parent.
with the
Yeah,
game that
yeah.
that stuff's not
But
supposed to be out there anyway.
but
So
even with practices
yeah.
where it's a little bit more relaxed,
Mhm.
I'm like, not every 8th grade parent wants to hear
Sure.
what a 12th grader listens to.
Yeah.
And so I gave them clear expectations of, hey, this is what you can build around. And I let them run free with that. I give them that ownership because they know they have the playlist. They know that they are in charge of warm ups. They know they are in charge of bringing the energy.
Mhm.
And they, like, on the energy
Yeah.
side of things, they know when they need to call themselves out on
Okay.
not bringing good energy. There were a couple times last year where my girls just, the energy was so low. And I was like, what's up?
Yeah.
Tell me, like,
Mhm.
did you have a rough day at school? Did you have SAT testing? Did you have state
Sure.
testing? Like, are you just tired? What's going on? And they're like, I don't know what's up. I'm like, okay, I'll give you guys 5 minutes. Talk it out.
Hmm.
Find that ownership within yourself.
Yeah.
Come back to me. If we have good energy, we'll keep it going. If you need the day, you need the day.
I like
And
that.
not, at the end of the day, one day of practice isn't going to make or break a season,
Yeah.
but it might make or break somebody's mental health.
Sure.
And if they are just struggling, you might just need to give them a break.
Yeah.
It's something that I have had to learn myself. And if you ask my parents when I was playing, they're like, "You would never believe in mental health days for your teammates. Why are you doing it now for
Yeah.
your girls?" I'm like, "Because I learned.
Because yeah.
I
Because
learned.
I'm learning from the mistakes
I
and
learned from my own mistakes.
yeah.
I was so burnt out at points that I didn't want to keep playing
Hmm.
because I just needed a day."
Yeah.
So
And
I
those team the team can get better by doing something together that's not always practice, right? So they take a
exactly,
day, they go work on things, the communication gets better, the trust in each other,
exactly.
they'll find their vibe to get everybody back. So
Mhm.
uh no, that's great. That's great insight. And tell you what, on the guy side, I don't think we do that. Focus on that in general enough. So
That has definitely been something that I have focused on more, and it has paid dividends in full. Like the girls now want to be there. I share with it. I'm vulnerable with them. That's something that I'm very adamant about. Is like, if I expect you to trust me,
mhm,
better trust you with what's going on. If
right,
I expect you to tell me what's going on with your day, I better to share with you what's going on with my day. Why I might be in a crappy mood. Why I
sure,
might not be feeling super great. And that vulnerability has built so much trust between me and my girls that I have seniors from last year that text me now and they're like, I just needed to tell somebody and I didn't know who to tell, so I just texted you. And I'm like, incredible.
text anytime.
Anytime.
Hmm.
You have my phone number.
Yep,
I'm always here for you, no matter what.
right. It's
And
part of the deal.
exactly.
Just because you believe doesn't mean you're gone. So,
Yeah. Well, and I joke with my husband that we don't have any kids yet, but
oh, you got plenty. You
I
got
got
plenty.
30 plus girls that are my babies. Those are
Yeah.
my girls. If they're succeeding,
Yeah.
I am so happy for them. If they're having rough days, I'm I'm there for them. I'm bringing
Yeah.
them in, and he knows so much about my girls because they're like my kids.
Well, yeah, of course they would be. Why wouldn't they be?
Exactly.
They should be. So, that's great, Coach. You're doing a great job and an amazing example for other coaches out there
Thank
on
you.
both sides of the field. So, um, yeah, we touched a little bit on that struggles with players,
Hmm.
and showing that yeah, hey, even I do. Uh, with it, but I want to focus a little bit maybe in like confidence
Hmm.
and or for new players, imposter syndrome,
Oh yeah.
because that confidence and imposter syndrome is real and it will continuously be real. And sometimes folks don't know they're having it because they haven't had it or had others talk about it to know what recognize those
Yeah.
feelings?
So confidence wise, I definitely encourage my girls to be very open,
Mhm.
be honest. I implemented last year and didn't do a very great job of it, a journaling system. So they set goals at the very beginning of the year,
Mhm.
and they were able to reflect on those goals and be like, oh, hey, I have improved. So I had girls that were brand new. They're like, I just want to be able to cradle with my dominant hand. And by the time that our mid-year review came around, they're like, I am playing confidently with both hands. Wow, I'm actually getting better.
Yeah.
And I do journals after games. I do journals when we're just reviewing something that just doesn't seem to be clicking. Sometimes girls just need to write something down and get it out of their head. And so I have a journaling system that I'm going to do better about enforcing this year
Okay.
and implementing this year. But it's to give them space to get it out of their brain and written down. I I'll take the journals every once in a while to just kind of see what the team's feeling, but it's never anything to judge them. I'm not taking it and reading it and grading it and everything like that. I'm taking them in, seeing where our team is. And that seems to have helped a lot because they're able to reflect and able to just see what's going on. Because sometimes you think you're just doing crappy, you're just doing awful. And they look back at things that they used to be excited about or want to learn, and they're like, "Oh, I've gotten there. I am doing better. I am getting there." And they get excited and they're ready to they're renewed, they're recharged, and um, I think the journaling system that I have implemented and that
Yeah.
I'm going to implement even more is something that'll just allow them to be reflective on and
This
help
is,
build that confidence.
yeah, I think this is something they'll be able to use well into their development,
Exactly.
and especially in their careers when they're kind of keeping track of their goals and be able to
Mhm.
reflect on for like reviews with their bosses or,
Yeah.
and then also the flip side to this is you reading these and they're able to provide feedback to you, their coach or manager, let's
Mhm.
say later. I try to always tie, post life, post
Exa
sports into it. And, there's sometimes it's more comfortable to discuss things that way.
That's why it's easier
Yeah.
to send an email than it is to go up to your boss in person.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes it's easier to just have it written down and be like, "Hey, this is something you don't need to read it right now. I don't need to approach you right now and
Yeah.
have this face-to-face conversation because this is really scary and this is really confrontational versus an email or writing something down and be like, this is something that I'm thinking about
Right.
or this is something that we need to talk about, but I don't really want to talk about it right now."
Yeah.
And so this journaling system has helped me be able to kind of see what the girls are thinking
Yeah.
without having that scary
Sure.
face-to-face confrontation because a lot of the girls um, haven't had to have
Yeah.
that before.
Hmm.
And talking to a coach is scary. Talking to a head coach is
Talking to
really,
adults is scary. I
yeah,
like it.
it's
Yeah.
scary. It's intimidating. And
Hmm.
sometimes writing it down
Get your
and,
thoughts together, and
mm,
then when you're ready to talk about it, you're good to
yeah,
go.
and then that gives me an opportunity to approach them on their time,
Yeah.
on their basis. They know what we're going to
Mhm.
talk about,
Sure.
and then we're on the same playing
Yep.
field.
Okay. I want to, if we can, I want to pivot a little. There's that whole discussion in lacrosse here about sanctioned, unsanctioned,
Hmm.
and you're my first coach to have that's a sanctioned coach, and then I want to talk about positives and negatives that come from that, and just because I hear the dog moaning just now, but hopefully I don't think it's coming through
I
the mic,
don't
so I
think so.
appreciate that. So sanctioned sports for women's lacrosse or girls
So
lacrosse.
actually, Middleton is not sanctioned. It is
Okay.
only in West Ada that
Oh, thank you for the
girls
correction.
lacrosse is sanctioned. So that is Centennial,
Hmm.
Eagle, Hawaii, Rocky, and Mountain View. Those are the only sanctioned
Okay.
teams in Idaho.
Okay.
And they have a lot of struggle just with with our league being so spread out, having three teams in Eastern Idaho and the rest of us here in the Valley, anytime that they go out to Eastern Idaho, they have to get approval way in advance. If they
Mhm.
have more than 19 girls on the team, they have to bus it out there. They can't
Yeah.
just do parent driving. And so it's a lot more logistics that
Sure.
they have to face versus me. If we're traveling somewhere, I can have parents drive.
Yeah.
I don't have to get approval to go to Idaho Falls, to go to Teton Valley, to go to Sun Valley. To this year, we're potentially going up to the Spokane area
Yeah.
for an out of area game just to play someone different.
Mhm.
And I don't have to get approval from our AD to do that.
Right.
But if they were to do that, they have to get approval. They have to go through all of the red tape
Right. All
that
the
every
waivers and everything that
yeah,
goes with
that
it. Yeah.
every other sport has to do.
Okay. So
And I don't have to do that.
what I'm hearing is there's some there might be more pluses than negatives until the league gets bigger.
Until the like, as soon as the league gets bigger and everyone is sanctioned and everyone's facing that
Mhm.
same restriction, right now I'm really like being in an
Okay.
unsanctioned school.
Yeah. Now at Middleton, there's support for the girls team. You get like locker rooms and during game time, you
Yeah,
get the
so
field or whatever.
we are lucky enough to be able to practice at the high school and play at the high school. We don't have locker rooms or
Sure.
anything like that. But when we first started back in 2017,
Yeah.
we had to go practice at the middle school or at one of the city parks. We did not have support
Oh,
from the school
yeah.
to be at the high school at
Wasn't
all.
there a field where the boys practice? Isn't there two fields right there?
Yes, there is, but this is later
Oh,
on.
okay.
Yeah, but back in
Okay.
2017, yeah,
I got you.
2017, we
Thank you.
didn't have any of that support. We played at the middle school. We could not be at the high school at all. We could not have our
Yeah.
sticks on campus or anything like that. It has become a lot more supported since the
That's great.
program started.
Okay.
So now we're at the high school for practices.
Mhm.
Our practices actually this spring will be on the football field because we have to be late at night,
Yeah.
and that's the only lighted field that they will let us use because
Yeah.
they don't want us to use the game field. So we got turf space.
Oh,
We
that's
can
terrible.
we can go in if the gyms are open. We can go into the gyms.
Even that's great.
We have access to the team room to do film. We have access to the
Yeah.
high school to do like um, any sort of team bonding. They we have a lot of support from our school, and I'm so thankful for Andy and
Nice.
just the whole community there because it's something that I didn't have when I played for Middleton. And I remind my girls often, and they make me feel old because they're like, "Oh yeah, back in those days,
Way back when.
way back when." And
Yeah.
it, it's just I'm like, you guys need to be so thankful every time you see
Mhm.
Andy. Go say
That's right.
thank you.
Yeah.
Go tell him that you're so happy to
Hmm.
have the field space that we can play at the high school, that we can play on the
Right.
turf. We don't have to be somewhere else
Yeah.
because that helps so much.
Oh, absolutely. For exposure and just like logistics or yeah, everything, right?
Everything it
Watching
helps.
film, whatever it may be.
Hmm.
Um, High school's doing a great job of supporting you. Let's talk about the families and boosters that
Yeah,
also help make these things happen.
we would not be able to run without our families and boosters. They make our program run. I always make sure that I thank them every time that I see them. Our board is incredible. They make sure that we have fundraising opportunities because lacrosse is not cheap.
Hmm.
I know that we are probably one of the mid-range for fees at $525 for the
Okay.
season, and that's not cheap for families.
Nope.
It's
I appreciate you being transparent about your
oh yeah.
fees. It seems to, always be top secret for some reason, but
I
it's a
want
reality.
it's a reality. It sucks. I would
Hmm.
love for lacrosse to be free and open for everybody, but we're just not there yet.
Yeah.
And at our $525 covers our coaching costs, covers our field costs, covers our ref costs, and even at that, sometimes we're dipping into our ancillary funds
Yeah.
to be able to cover our season costs. because
Hmm.
this year actually our season costs will go up even more
Okay.
than what they were for the past couple of years. For TVWLL, it's been $75 per player as your cost to the
Leave.
to the league. There we go. This year it's going to be up over $100 at
Okay.
least, simply from the roughing fees going up, the
Yeah.
field space going up, and everything like that. Which, when we're having 43 girls,
Yeah.
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and
Yeah,
it's spread out. But and then also let's help fill the reserves for when there's down years, and
yeah.
and that's where I think folks have struggled. They're like, well, I don't want to go out and get these sponsors or harass people. I was like, well, previous people did, and that's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
So please do your little part
Yeah,
and send
and
out the email or whatever it is.
yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
it's not cheap to play, but
Hmm.
I think it's worth it. I think that what our board has set as our feeds has is more than enough to cover everything that we
Yeah.
need. Um, and like this year, we actually have a foreign exchange student that is on our team,
That's cool.
and
From where?
she's from Denmark.
Okay, great.
Denmark, Danish. That would be Denmark.
Okay.
Um, and she has said, I'm going to struggle to play this year simply from the fees
Hmm.
because that's a lot for them to
Yep.
fork up. And especially where she's also going to have to rent gear, where it's $60 for a stick and $30 for goggles. Luckily, for the girls' side, we only have stick and goggles. We don't have
Sure.
helmet and all the other equipment that the boys do. But it's that's where we're lucky enough to have told her up front
Hmm.
when she started playing in the fall of, hey, just so you know, start saving some stuff up.
Yeah.
So maybe you're taking a couple extra dollars from your spending
Mhm.
and saving it.
Yeah.
And we're also talking with her host mom and being like, hey, what can we do to make this
Yeah.
work? Because she seems to want to do this. So
Mhm.
what can we do? And so we have fundraising opportunities. We have honestly some really cool fundraising opportunities.
Okay.
One that we're doing this year is a um, babysitting night, basically. Where
You need to put in some time,
yeah,
right? Like it's sometimes those conversations I feel are ridiculous. They should just be implied.
hmm
But sometimes it's just like, hey, folks, we need help, and we love having everybody here. It's your turn.
our board
So,
president is incredible. She has been with the program since its inception.
oh wow,
Her daughter, her oldest daughter, was on the very first team as a freshman,
okay.
and her youngest son is a junior this year.
Hmm.
And she has been with the program since the start, been on the board since the start, so she knows what's going on.
Yeah,
And she has told the parents, like, hey, I can't do everything. I have done
yeah,
everything previously. I can't do everything.
yeah.
And we have to have parents run the table, run the
I check.
scoreboard, run the clock, everything
Yeah.
like that.
Speaking of scoreboard and keeping book,
Hmm
that is like the best place to learn. The
Oh, yeah,
game is at the table.
absolutely.
And, if you're uncomfortable being around other parents, there's a great spot at the table where you can get away from them and do an excellent job
hmm
of helping.
Well, and even though there's two other parents there, you guys are so focused on the game
Yep.
that you're not really
Well,
worried about the other
believe it or not,
parents.
you'll end up making friends sitting there
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
So, yeah.
And it's a great time to also see what the coach is doing if
Yep.
you're concerned
Hmm.
about how the coaching style is because you don't get to see practices. If you have a
Yes.
younger kid, go run the table.
Go run the
You'll
table.
be able
Go
to,
be a spotter.
yeah, you'll be able to see how the coach is coaching, and you'll see the buy-in
There's two
that
different,
hmm
it's way different in the stands versus on the sidelines. So, yeah.
especially like for me, my voice carries.
Hmm.
Everyone can hear what I'm saying. And when I'm coaching, sometimes what I'm saying, the girls understand and the
Yeah.
parents don't. As soon as we're in the huddle and you can hear every single word that I'm saying,
Hmm.
that's when it's like, oh, that makes sense what she was saying that
Yeah.
out on the field.
Yeah.
And like I've had parents tell me, they're like, I have gained a different opinion of you coming and being on this side versus just
Yeah.
hearing you on the sideline because on the on the other side you sound mean and you sound scary.
Okay.
But when I'm over here, I see what you're doing. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I parents need to learn how to do book. They need to learn how to run the score table.
Mhm.
They need to know how to run the clock
Yep.
because we cannot have games unless we
Yeah.
have someone at the table.
It's
And it
a.
can't be the same parent
It
every
seems a
single
little
time.
intimidating, but yeah, you gotta help support. Like you can't take these folks for granted. I guess is what I'm saying.
Absolutely not.
And I've always thought there should be a rule talking about your board president
Mhm.
that once your child is a senior,
Mhm.
you're out of there. I don't
Mhm.
care. You could do something like stripe the field or whatever, but game days, you're
Mhm.
not allowed to be anything more than a fan. In fact, the whole senior year, if you just want to make some team meals, that's all you're allowed to do. Just because if you've put the work in for those 3 years, you
Mhm.
deserve to be a fan.
Yeah,
So,
I'm so grateful for Danielle.
yeah,
She is incredible. She runs our program like a straight ship, and I'll be really sad when she
yeah,
leaves, but next year she deserves to be able to just only watch her son play
yeah.
and not worry,
She'll be watching those girls.
yeah, and not worry about the girls' side and the boys' side at the same time. And back to what I was saying with the score table, I know that both leagues, both the boys' league and the girls' league, have a score table training night.
Hmm.
If parents go to that, that is the best opportunity to learn how in a low pressure situation where you're not in charge
Yeah,
of a game stat.
yeah.
And if parents go out to those, they'll do it more often.
Hmm.
Eh, you got to show up.
Yep.
You got to show up.
It's actually a fun combo for like husband and wives or whatever,
Hmm.
or couples to call a game and
Hmm.
keep score. So
So my last job out in Missouri, I was a statistician
okay,
for the college. So my husband was another statistician,
yeah.
and I would call games and he would input it.
Okay.
So
Is
all
this
of
how you met? Was over
no,
stats? Okay,
no, we did not.
okay,
I we both just have an absolute love for sports.
okay.
I wanted to work in sports and he wanted to spend more time with me.
Sure.
And so we were able to figure out a way for him to work in the sports communication
Okay.
and me intern in there. And we've done national championship level, like national championship basketball games,
That's awesome.
calling
How
stats.
was that stressful?
It was stressful, but it was really fun at the same
I bet.
time. I have a picture of myself leaning up against the table with my pen pointing, and I just look as mean as
Okay.
all get out because I'm pointing at the girl that has the ball and I'm following it
Let's go.
along.
Okay, what that looks like. We'll put you on.
Let me grab this pen here. I literally, and I was just calling it out. So I have a very high praise for statisticians
Yeah.
because it's not an easy job.
Mhm.
It's a very thankless job,
Yeah.
and everybody wants it right. And it's
Yep.
very hard to get it right. So if my parents come out and say, "Yeah, I'll stat a game," I will say thank you.
Yeah.
I might go in and stat it myself afterwards,
Sure.
but I will say thank you because it's a thankless job and I it's so much fun to learn the game.
Hmm.
That's how I learned more about soccer and softball is because I was statistician for them and I was like, "Oh, I actually understand the game of soccer now." Because I didn't play soccer except for when I was really young.
Hmm.
So I'm like, now I know the game of soccer.
Yeah.
I know the game of football.
Absolutely. Same for lacrosse. Like it's a great
Yeah.
way to learn. Uh, you don't have to necessarily understand the game to do the book,
Yeah,
call
you
the games, but you get exposed to the game in a different way. You get exposed to the refs because they come over
mhm.
and they talk about what happened,
Mhm.
and maybe you get a little banter back and forth between the coaches and the ref at times. Uh,
Never.
but never.
There's never any banter between me and the refs. I
Yeah.
I have never
Okay.
been yellow carded.
Okay.
I have been very, very close.
Coach, there's something to be said about getting your first yellow card, so you might as well just get it out of the way.
Um, if you look at the history books, I think my name is still at the very top of Middleton's yellow cards
Okay.
because my aggression sometimes leaked out onto the field.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I just like to swing my stick.
Yeah. It happens. Um, so I asked you a while back to come on the show, and the reason I one, trying to get more girls teams on the
Hmm.
show, but also you are very active on social media, providing information
Yeah.
for our girls players. And I think that I I'm pretty active on there, finding things and helping share. You might be the only female coach doing that here, and it might be pretty close to the only coach in general in
I
the
think,
valley providing that information for free.
yeah, the only two other coaches that I know that have an Instagram are Eli with the Timberline, and then McKenna Sato also with Timberline.
Okay.
Um, McKenna is just starting out on
Mhm.
her Instagram, and she's trying.
Yeah,
She's like, "This is hard." I'm like, "I understand."
yeah.
Um, and I don't really have much interaction with Eli, but
Hmm.
just from what he posts, it's like, oh, I
Yeah,
can do this.
yeah.
And I, the reason why I started my Instagram in the first place is because I wanted a place for my girls to follow me and see me outside of just the field.
Sure.
I didn't really want them to go find my personal Instagram, personal Facebook, personal Snapchat, whatever. I wanted to give them a space of, hey, this is my Instagram. You can follow this. I do not care that you follow this.
Sure.
I would
Okay.
love you to follow it actually because I'm gonna be posting tips. I'm gonna be posting tricks. I'm gonna
Hmm.
be posting stuff about going and playing at the next level because I didn't have that when I was playing,
Yeah.
and I would have loved it. I would have loved to have a coach that was just so invested in the sport that they wanted to share everything that they knew on a free platform to
Yeah.
give it to some to give it to the next generation.
We're not horsing around here, coach. You're out there in like the rain and the
Yes.
snow at times. So
Yes.
this isn't in a sweet studio that's inside like some turf complex. You're making it happen where you can,
Yeah,
and that's that's amazing. Thank you for doing that.
absolutely. I didn't have that when when I was getting through high school and trying to play in college. I didn't know where the opportunities were to play in college.
Mhm.
And that's something that I want to provide to the girls now. Whether it is my girl that I coach or another girl in the valley that just sees that I'm a coach in the valley and
Sure.
follows me. Because I have a couple of girls that I have never coached a day in their life,
Hmm.
but they follow my Instagram and they have sent me texts or DMs and
Yeah.
been like, "Thank you for sharing this. I didn't even know they had a program."
Yeah.
And so I share colleges that are still recruiting. I share prospect days, I share camps, all that because I want to give these girls all of the opportunities to keep playing, keep that stick in their hand. And then I share my own videos of sometimes my mistakes where I'm hitting the pipe and almost killing myself because I'm having it come back
Yeah.
right to my face,
Sure.
or playing wall ball and dropping it. 'Cause that's the reality of wall ball.
Right.
You're not going to be 100% every single time.
Mhm.
And if I can show that reality on Instagram where everything is so polished and everyone is so worried about looking perfect,
Yeah.
that'll help these girls realize that they don't need to be
They
perfect.
can just be them out there
They
getting
can
better.
just be them.
Yep.
They can do what they want to do to get better.
Yeah.
And I like I think it's so important, especially with girls,
Mhm.
because everything is so confidence based, so like based on outside perception.
Yeah.
To share the days and the times that
Mhm.
I'm struggling myself
Sure.
and that I'm not perfect and that I miss shots, I miss the ball, I miss passes. And because that's okay.
Yeah.
Lacrosse isn't about perfection. It's about finding a flow and just enjoying the sport. And I have been told by some of my girls that they're like, "Thank you for sharing that mistake." Because I was getting really down on myself when doing wall ball and I was struggling to hit the times that you set as an expectation. I'm like, there are more times than not that I don't hit those same expectations, but
Yeah.
that does not mean that I stop.
Yeah.
That means I keep trying, keep going. And I didn't have any resource for me to go to
Yeah.
when I wanted to practice by myself.
Hmm.
And so I'm given that.
That's great.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm on
You're doing a
the
great job.
Instagram.
I'd love to help any way possible. So,
Absolutely.
we have this stuff around here. I'm happy to share and help give back. So,
For sure.
anything you send will also be shared. So,
Awesome.
uh, this is great. I love it. And it's exactly what I wanted to hear. And that's why you're here. Because among many things, but
Yeah.
yes, because it's you're just uh, speaking truth to the situation, and it's okay.
It's,
Let's just get better.
yeah. Lacrosse is so underdeveloped
Hmm.
here.
Yeah,
I had,
let's get into that.
yeah,
I want to talk about girls lacrosse in the valley, and once again, kind of what's going right, maybe where we can make some improvements, and then maybe, and I want to circle back to recognizing how many opportunities are in at the next level that
yeah,
maybe people don't know about, especially in the Northwest.
yeah. Um,
So let's start with what's going right and maybe
going
where
right.
going right for girls lacrosse here, and
Yeah.
then where we'd like to see some improvements.
Yeah. So right now we're on a steady up growth. These past couple of years have declined significantly. I would hate to say it's just because of rugby, but it's because of rugby.
No, there's
A
more
lot,
competition.
yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of girls are going and playing rugby. And so that's diminished a lot of our numbers. We love our rugby girls, but we want to see numbers in lacrosse as well.
so
Um, Another thing that is going right for us, along with that steady growth, is we're starting to build a youth base. If we can start the girls young, they'll want to keep playing
yeah.
in high school. They'll want to keep playing beyond that.
Mhm.
And we have a steady growth in our youth base, starting at the K through 2 level. I've coached with TVYLL, and they have like 3 or 4 teams at the K through 2 level, and they have 3 or 4 teams at the 3, 4, and 5 level.
I need
And
to go check out one of these games just to
oh,
see how
they're
funny
so
and
cute.
adorable they are.
They're so cute. They're just running around. They're so excited to be out there.
Yeah,
I watched some of the on the boys' side,
yeah,
the bobbleheads.
sure.
The I think it was 2 and 3, so
Mhm.
second and third grade,
Yeah,
and they're just bobbleheads out there.
right,
The helmets are bigger than their bodies,
right.
and they're so cute. They're so excited to be there,
Yep.
and that's the best part. Is kids are just excited to be there, and if we can keep cultivating that, that's what's important. Um, I think what's also going really well right now on the girls' side is we have girls that played in college coming back
Right.
and coaching. Right now, what I think is amazing is of the 13 teams in TVWLL, 10 of them are coached by women.
That's mind blowing when we look at the history of the coaches that have been
Yeah.
available at that youth level.
Yeah. So when
That's
we're looking at the high school level, though, of the 13 teams, 10 of them are coached by women.
yeah,
That gives these girls opportunities to look up to women
yeah,
and have them as role models. I was coached by men. I was coached in high school by men. I was coached in college by men. I love them because they're aggressive and I'm a very aggressive person
sure.
and they always encourage my aggression.
Yeah,
But when I was coached by a woman, it made more sense. They understood what I was going through, what I was dealing with, that men just can't understand.
that's fair.
And it's a simple fact sometimes is that they just don't understand. And so to have role models for these high school girls to look up to and to follow in their path,
Yeah.
it's incredible. Like I think 6 of us went and played in college at some level. Um, I know me, Abby, Maddie all played D2. McKenna played club. Um, Katie played somewhere. I don't remember where Katie played. Um, and Sun Valley's coach, and I can't think of her name right now.
Okay.
She went and played, I believe, D2 as well. So they're going out, learning more at the upper levels, the next level,
Mhm.
coming back and giving it to these girls
Yep. That's
and
right.
just giving it back. And they now have someone to look up to, someone to follow, someone to have as a role model. And it's incredible. If I could have that when I was in high school, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
And so to be able to have these women come back
Hmm.
and be so invested in giving back to the community, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That is probably the best part about lacrosse right now is that we're finally at that spot where people went and played and they're coming back and giving
Yeah.
back.
Okay. We did a bunch of positives. Are you ready for where there's room for improvement?
Yes. So I think,
Yes, you are.
yes. Um, so I think the biggest room for improvement right now is also in growth. As much as we are having a steady incline of
Mhm.
people playing and a youth base that we can bring in, there is not enough growth across the state to make it equitable for everyone that wants to play to play.
Yeah.
Right now, we have 13 teams in the high school girls league. 10 of them are in the Treasure Valley, 3 of them are in East Idaho.
Okay.
We have a division within the coaches of whether the East Idaho team should stay or not.
Well, where are they going to go? Utah?
Utah, Montana, a lot of the coaches don't really care
Okay.
about where those East Idaho teams go because
Mm.
it's hard for them to get out to there.
Okay.
I think that we should encourage them to stay and keep building the programs out there.
Right.
I think if we can encourage growth and encourage and help out
Hmm.
with growing teams over there, we have such a strong base here in the Valley. Let's give it to them as well.
Oh, yeah. What?
Go out there, help them out.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
hard as it is to drive the 4 hours across the state,
Sure.
only way that we are going to be successful is if they're successful.
I agree with you
The only
100%.
way that we can keep growing is if they keep growing.
Yep.
So why are we trying to separate us?
Hmm.
Separate the two sides of the state from each other. Not to mention Northern Idaho, Sandpoint has a team,
Yeah.
and they don't get to play against other Idaho teams because they are the only team up in North Idaho. They have to play against Washington
Yeah.
teams because I know that nobody in the valley wants to go up there.
Sandpoint's great.
Sandpoint's great. Right now, it's in the works. I'm trying to get our team to go up and play Sandpoint at Sandpoint.
We could. I agree with you. It's not big enough to divide, and it seems selfish when we talk about how great lacrosse is. You're talking out two sides of your mouth there when folks are doing this,
Yeah,
and once again, they're forgetting who got them where they're at,
exactly.
and why wouldn't we want to build Idaho lacrosse? And
I
why can't that be uh, a motive for somebody as well as
mhm.
I mean, if you're only going to play the same 10 teams and think like that's a championship, that's not
No.
that's not good enough.
The NCAA requires you to
Mm.
have more than 30 teams to be considered an NCAA sport,
Yeah.
why should we consider ourselves to be a solid state sport if we only have 10 teams? If
Hmm.
we only have 13 teams? We need more teams. We need more growth.
Yeah.
Why are we keeping it to just the valley?
Sure.
Why is it just this small little group of people that can have the luxury of playing lacrosse? Why can't we go out and
Yeah.
help build East Idaho?
Sure.
The coaches out in East Idaho, Rachel, Dominic, and the Sun Valley coach that I cannot remember her name, they are doing a great job
Yeah.
with their teams,
Hmm.
but they can't do it alone. If we want to build Pocatello, if we want to build Twin Falls, if we want to build the teams that have boys side,
Yeah.
there's so many boys teams out in East Idaho. There's at least double what the girls side have.
Right.
So there's a base for lacrosse. They have the goals, they have
Yeah.
the field. They just need the girls.
Yeah.
So why are we trying to separate ourselves? Why are we trying to say we're better than them? We don't want to travel out to them. This is too hard.
It's a little elitist. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm okay with saying that.
Yeah.
And I would love to see nothing more like back-to-back games where it's boys girls
Oh yeah.
and support at the same time at the field, and even like maybe a weekend friendly way, or they could be league games.
Hmm.
Let's make while you're there, let's make it worth your time then.
Exactly.
So we'll set it up,
And if
do a
we
couple.
can build these programs to have boys and girls, that makes it easier on parents that might have siblings
Right.
playing boys and girls. So they're not traveling to do different places on a weekend
Yeah.
or two different places on a Monday, Friday, or whatever it is.
Let's even split the charter or something. Yeah.
Yeah, let's bring these people, these groups together, these teams together, and help build each other. I know that what's surprising to me is that the boy side has grown so much more over in East Idaho because it's so much more expensive. You have so much more equipment than what the girls have.
Yeah.
And but it seems to be growing. It seems to be working. Yes, they have separated to where it's Swila and
I think it's a great Western Lacrosse League
yeah,
or something like that. But
something like that.
yeah.
I know they've split. And there was this discussion in the boys' side not that long ago, and that's the reason why they split is because it was too hard. But if we want lacrosse to keep growing, we got to do hard things.
Yep.
Lacrosse was not built to be easy.
Yeah.
It was built to be the medicine game, to give back to the community.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. We're in the baby stages right now of lacrosse in Idaho. There are ways for us to be so much better, to be so much bigger. You just got to put in the work.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach, 100%. And gatekeeping is not what the game's about. Being elitist isn't what it's about. And quite frankly, if you just want to be known as the person that shuts people out, uh, maybe, change is possible,
Hmm.
and those people can find new homes eventually. And yeah, we can do better. Everybody can do better. I can do better. And I would love, and I've had quite a few coaches on that would love to help on the boys' side to help grow the girls' games and whatever that looks like. If it's shared scheduling or what, uh, it'd be great to get some folk together and find some solutions soon. So
Absolutely.
yeah, um, okay, let's let's do a couple fun ones
All right.
about you as a
Okay.
coach. Favorite music or artist right now, or let's do favorite new one maybe, and then the go-to.
Oh, see, I am not much of a music person.
Okay,
I am a podcast
okay,
person.
let's do podcast.
Yeah.
Are you a murder mystery?
Murder mystery, true crime,
Okay,
comedy. I
that's funny.
I am
How did I guess? Most people that aren't music are usually true crime folks. So
yeah, I like to listen to people talk.
okay,
Um, I'll listen to music sometimes on road trips.
okay.
The main if you look at my Spotify Wrapped, it is all artists that were on our practice or game
Oh,
playlist.
okay.
I don't really listen to a whole lot of music unless there's an artist that came out. So like when Taylor Swift came out with her new album, when Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter came out with their new albums, I listened to them
Okay.
and I enjoyed them. Noah Kahan, Benson Boone, I like them,
Yeah.
but they're not my go-to. I listen to podcasts.
Okay.
I really like Crime House. That is,
Hmm.
it's a whole series of podcasts that they have that are true crime related.
It's like under one roof. There's
Yeah,
multiple
yeah.
stories and whatnot. Yeah.
Um, Probably my favorite podcast that I've been listening to is Stuff You Missed in History Class
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
and Dear John and Hank,
I don't know
or
Derek John.
Hank and John.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
I actually watched some of their YouTube channels to help me through like organic chemistry and
yeah.
whatnot. Yeah.
Like, but I like to learn.
Yeah.
I love learning, and like when I'm listening to the Stuff You
Yeah.
Missed in History class, it's like, oh, I didn't know about this. This is so interesting.
Yeah.
And I recently traveled to Europe with my mom and my sister-in-law, and I had curated playlists for each location that we were going
Oh,
to
okay.
of different podcasts to learn about those spots. So as we were
Yeah.
in Stonehenge, I had podcasts to listen to that were just about Stonehenge and the history of
That's
Stonehenge
great.
and why Stonehenge exists.
There's this silly old white guy called Rick Steves Travel that's on PBS.
Really?
Just in case you ever get back into it, I think he has some. It's a very enjoyable show,
Yeah.
but yeah, that sounds great because I've always wanted to do a Rick Steves travel.
Oh yeah.
Uh, it's on one of my to-do lists, on
Yeah.
the bucket. But yeah, that sounds great.
But I like to listen to people talk. I it,
Okay.
it bothered my teammates in college that I would have my headphones in, but the music that they listened to, I had from my own time in sports psychology and stuff like that. I had to calm myself down because I would get too anxious, too
Okay.
overhyped,
Yeah.
too amped up. I'd be up here going into game and then I would fall off
Sure.
way too easily because I was so amped up, so excited because I'm a very excitable person, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And I would have to bring myself down, calm myself down so that I could find my flow state in game and not pre-game.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that's one of the other questions. It's kind of like a pregame ritual, and that's exactly what I was hoping to hear. So,
yeah, so I would have my headphones in, I would do my makeup, I would do my hair, I'd be listening to podcasts,
okay.
which all my teammates found so funny. They're like, "What are you even listening
Well, you
to?"
played a little goalie, so there's something a little good for
Yeah, that's true. And I'm like, I gotta calm down.
you. Yeah,
I loved my sports psychology classes
yeah,
throughout college, and I learned so much about myself.
yeah.
Um, but I had to calm myself down, and I had to have. I'm very superstitious.
Oh, let's talk about the
So
superstition.
I am very, very superstitious. I have the same routine for before every game
To this day,
to this day.
okay.
Um, I'm very superstitious, and if something isn't working, I tweak it slightly.
Okay. So
So,
let's talk about the superstition. Are you willing to share?
yeah, so one of them is what I wear.
Okay.
So when I was playing, we would wear the same uniforms. So obviously I didn't have to worry about that. But I would do my makeup, do my hair, look look good, feel good, play good.
Okay.
And my husband and my family always made fun of me. They're like, "Why are you doing your makeup just to go sweat it off?" I'm like, "'Cause it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And if I look good and I feel good, I play good."
Hmm.
And it just became part of the ritual. And 30 minutes before we hit the field, I would put my eye black on, and I did the same eye black every single game.
Okay.
And I would do basically the same hairstyle every single game. It was braids and a bun because I never knew if I was going to go in at goal
Hmm.
because my senior year, my 5th year, we only had one goalie on roster and I was the backup goalie, but I was also a defender. So if our goalie got a yellow card, like she did sometimes because she was very aggressive, I would be thrown
Yeah.
out there. So I had to have my hair to where
Right.
it still looked good,
Transition. Yeah. Cool.
but I could put a helmet on. And I I just did the same things every single time before I played.
Yeah.
I made sure that I had my energy drink, which I know you shouldn't have energy drinks, but it just
Okay.
I liked it. It
All
tasted
right.
good.
That's fair.
I would eat the same meal before every game.
You still do all this?
I still do the same meal. I do or like
What is the meal? Let's
have
get into it.
so my I do the same breakfast.
Okay.
I do a banana and oatmeal.
All right.
And even when I was traveling on the road with college, I would take my own oatmeal packets
Yeah.
because you never know what the hotels have.
Sure.
And so I would take my own
Yeah.
oatmeal packets and I would make my bowl of oatmeal
Hmm.
and I would have a banana. I could have some extra things with it, but I had to have
Those
those
were the
two
core
base.
things.
I
Okay.
had to have those two as a base.
Okay.
So even now as a coach, I lay my outfit out the night before, make sure that everything is set that way.
I laugh because I love it.
I get to the field at least an hour before my
Uh-huh.
girls do. If it's a home game, I set up the field the exact same way every single time. I start with the same cone when I'm putting the cones out for to mark the field. I I do the same routine every
Yeah.
single time, and my girls know where to find me based on the
They're like,
time.
yeah, they're like, it's 5:45. We know exactly what coach is. She's
Yeah,
on the in line on the north side.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I've gotten to the point where the girls know where I am simply based on the time
Yeah.
and where my routine is, where I am in my routine. And it's my husband finds it so funny. He's like, You're not even playing. Why are you so amped up about doing things in the same order?" I'm like, "Because I've done this since,
This is what's up, bud.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've done this
Yeah.
always." And you know how superstitious I am
Yeah.
because I'm superstitious even with football games that I watch
Hmm.
or soccer games or gymnastic meets. I'm just, I believe that my energy has an influence on what
Yeah.
happens.
Okay. I'm not
And
going to argue with you.
yeah, and even though as a coach, yes, my what I say to the girls has an influence.
Hmm.
I'm not out there playing, so I can't make a difference. But I know that my energy, if I have good
Yeah.
positive energy that is settled, my girls are going to have good positive energy that's settled. If
Yeah.
I am anxious and I am frantic and I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off,
Right.
my girls are going to be running around like chickens with their head cut off.
Yep.
So my energy helps,
Yeah.
even if it's in the most minuscule way of being the steady Eddie
Yeah.
for my girls. I know that I need to do what I need to do to be able to give
Yeah.
my girls what they need.
Yeah. To be present and be ready. So that's fine. You don't have to justify it. I just find the differences. It's fun. Everybody has a unique situation or something that they do. Or I've told the story before. We had uh, Outlaw, where an Optimus football.
Hmm.
The team was the Outlaws. My son didn't have the right socks on. That was the only game we lost that year, and we immediately went home and burned those socks in the backyard.
I burned my
So
fair pair of socks
yeah,
that just aren't giving me the right energy.
yeah.
Um,
Sometimes you just gotta get that energy out,
yeah,
and just get rid of it. So
I have 4 pairs of coaching shoes that
mhm,
I will rotate through, and depending on how we play, it doesn't matter if it's a win or a loss. It matters on how we played.
sure,
So, like last year, we lost to Boise 17-3, but we played really well.
yeah.
The score might not have shown it.
Boise's a tough team.
Boise's a very tough team, 5-time state champions.
Mhm,
Very hard to approach when you have overhack your team picking up the stick for the first time in
sure,
February. But we played so well. My goalie, who was brand new, had 12 saves. And
that's great.
we're not going to talk about how many shots she faced, but she had 12 saves.
Let's focus on what went right.
Exactly. We had girls getting ground balls. We had girls getting caused turnovers. So I wore those same shoes to the next game.
Okay.
And I think the next game was against Hawaii, and we won. And that energy was just infectious. So I wore those to the next game, and we just did not play well.
Those shoes are out of rotation.
And those shoes were out of rotation onto the next
Of
one.
course, yeah,
And we played really well that game. I'm like, okay, shoes, stay with them.
sure.
So no matter what I wore, I had my 4 shoes that rotated.
Okay,
And the girls could kind of tell if things weren't going right.
okay. They'd be checking coach's shoes.
Sometimes my shoes would change mid-game.
Okay.
You know, the halftime shoe chain.
I like the backup mojo that you keep in a case just in case. You may get some different juice flowing there. Um, yeah, if you can, I'd like to circle back about those opportunities that are for girls
Oh,
and the
absolutely.
women's in college. And I did quick chat slash Wikipedia and did a chart and kind of looked at. I separated because I just didn't know. I I did west of the Mississippi, east of the Mississippi.
Hmm.
And there's about 84 opportunities west of the Mississippi at all levels
Hmm.
here for girls to play after high school.
Yeah.
And
And that doesn't even include club teams.
in club teams or JUCO, but if you add everything, it's maybe it doesn't include club. There's 530-ish
Hmm.
colleges to play at, not including club.
Yes.
And that is about 100, close to 100 more than the boys have.
Hmm.
So, and I was also surprised how many were in the Northwest. I have a niece that plays at Whitman, um, and there's just a lot. And I don't. You tell me, do we know enough that do the girls, the parents know that, like, hey, this investment can go further and create some new adventures as well.
No, they don't know enough. They
Okay,
don't know what's out there. A lot of the times, parents just know what they have here in the valley
sure.
or what's in Montana, what's the big schools.
Hmm.
And there's so many small schools, especially in Washington and Oregon, that have women's lacrosse that will work with you to make academics work. Academics are very important
Yeah,
when you're looking at playing at the next level. Um, you don't have to have a 4.2 GPA to be able to play at the next level, but you got to be up on your academics because you don't want to go in and be ineligible your freshman year.
right.
And that's simply based on what you're doing in high school. So if you're good in high school and you're just even average, 3.0,
Yeah,
that's about what coaches want to see. Just 3.0. So you don't have to be the star student, but you got to try. And
yeah,
if you have that, there are so many opportunities to play in college. whether it is at club or at an NCAA school. There is over 200 D3 schools that have women's lacrosse all over the United States. There's about 120 D2 schools and about 120 D1 schools.
Mhm.
And those D2 and D3 schools are not known about because they're smaller schools. But those schools can still give you a great education. I went to 3 different Division II schools, and I got a really good education, and I met some incredible people that gave me a lot of opportunity, whether that was just within lacrosse or beyond. I was able to intern at each of those schools and get hands-on experience in the field that I wanted to be
Mhm.
working in. I was able to work with our athletic departments to be able to get that hands-on experience,
Mhm.
learn, add to my resume, and be able to go off it after school and go be successful in whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that's not something that you have to have. Like that, people think, oh, you have to go to these big schools to have those opportunities.
No.
But those small schools have
Mhm.
very tight alumni bases.
And there's less competition for those opportunities.
Exactly. And those alumni bases will take you far.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you are willing to be engaged in college, in school, and in those building those connections, call it no matter what level you go to, college will take you far. And parents don't know what
Mhm.
they don't know.
Yeah.
When I was looking at playing in college, I didn't know what I didn't know. I reached out to all these different schools. I went on to the NCAA directory. It was like, what school has women's lacrosse? I don't care what level. I reached out to D3s, D2s, D1s. I was really shooting my shot with those D1s, but it's not got back to me.
You never know.
You know?
Shoot your shots.
Exactly. And I think I sent out over 200 emails of just introducing myself to coaches because I knew I was behind the game starting my junior year, but I knew I wanted to play. I knew that I had the ambition to do it, and you just had to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
I really focused on my Instagram of sharing anytime that a school has a prospect day or has a camp or it's still open and recruiting because a lot of times girls don't know that there's still opportunities. Like there's still 2026 opportunities like
Yeah.
for girls graduating in this year. There are still opportunities that need roster spots filled.
Right.
And you just have to reach out. You have to talk to them. You have to talk to the coaches. You gotta shoot your shot and not be
Yeah.
afraid to fail. Not be afraid to be rejected.
Mhm.
Because there might be one coach that is just looking for a defender. One defender that just wants to play.
Yep.
Or an attacker or a midfielder or someone that's willing to learn to do something different and just make it happen for the team. And you got to shoot your shot. You got to reach out. You got to do it.
Mhm.
And when we're focusing mainly on the Northwest, Northwest Conference is a D3 conference, mainly focusing in Oregon and Washington. And I believe all of their schools in that conference have women's lacrosse now.
I think they do.
I think not Puget Sound. Pacific Lutheran was the
Mhm.
last school to get women's lacrosse, and they are in their second season now.
Yeah.
And they're invested. They're excited to be in the Northwest and to be taking girls from all over the Northwest into their programs. I believe when I looked last, there were almost all of the schools had at least one Idaho girl on the team, which is incredible.
How awesome is that?
Because that didn't happen when I was looking at
Yeah.
colleges. It was few and far between. There were the Lily Shaws of the world that went and played at Oregon, and then there were one or two girls that went and played in these NWC schools, and you just didn't know about it. But now there's girls going and playing at Oregon. There's girls playing. Um, Idaho Falls just had a girl sign and is in her freshman year at Austin P in Kentucky, Tennessee,
Yeah.
one of the two. That's Division One. Idaho Falls had a girl go play Division One.
Yeah.
There are opportunities for girls to go play all over the country. You just have to be willing to put yourself out there
Mhm.
and do the research to find those opportunities. The NCAA has a directory that you can go in and search up. Hey, what schools have women's lacrosse, and it'll show you every single school in the country that has
Right.
that has women's lacrosse. No matter the division,
Hmm.
you can sort it by division 1, 2, or 3, but it will populate across the map where each of these schools are, and you'll be amazed to see how many schools are not just in the Northeast. As much as lacrosse is a Northeast sport, lacrosse has spread everywhere.
Yeah.
There's schools down in Southern California that have it. So you can go be down in the sunshine and go play lacrosse and
Yeah.
have so much fun with it. There's schools in Oregon and Washington. There's a Division 2 school down in Salt Lake City, Westminster,
Hmm.
that has it. There's
Colorado.
Colorado,
Yeah.
6 schools, I believe, in Colorado.
Hmm.
Um, and that does not even include the club opportunities that there are. Almost every single big school has club opportunities. Um, Middleton has an alum that's on the BYU women's lacrosse team. Um, there's a lot of Valley alums on Boise State's women's
Yep.
lacrosse team.
And then NNU starting a club team.
NNU has their club team, and they're trying to get it back up and going. And there's so many opportunities to keep playing. You just have to look for them.
Yeah, and it can seem daunting.
It is a little
Uh,
daunting at first.
the funny thing is, it's you can throw those, and we did this, throw those all into a spreadsheet,
Oh yeah.
and you can filter them. And I think on either that page or maybe in Wikipedia, you can do like size of school,
Mhm.
region of school, and then if not there, there's free sources to do that. And you can be like, you know what? I'm sick of being cold.
Mhm.
Where's the warmest ones that have the thing I want to study, the classroom size I'm looking for, and then maybe it's only one flight away from mom and
Mhm.
dad or whatever.
Not to mention, there's also NAIA schools that have it.
Absolutely.
Eastern Oregon um, has women's lacrosse, and right now they're the only NAIA school out on the West Coast that has it. But Eastern Oregon now has 24 girls and has an Idaho alum that is their assistant coach,
Oh, that's great.
Sammy Buckley. She played at Middleton. She went
Is her brother a coach here too?
yes.
Okay.
She went to Eastern Oregon in their first couple of years, then came back and played for Boise State. But she's back out there and she is hitting the ground running when it comes to recruiting. She loves Idaho kids. Um, but outside of that, there's programs the all over the nation at that even smaller
If you want
school.
to go, you can go.
If you want to play,
Hmm.
you can play.
Yeah.
I will tell any of my girls, no matter how long they've played, if you have a passion for the sport, you want to do it, and you're willing to reach out and be vulnerable
Yeah.
and talk to these coaches, most of them will say,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I got a spot for you," or "We can make something happen."
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
be willing to play at the smaller schools sometimes if you want to play,
Sure.
but a lot of coaches just need to fill roster spots and they will work with you.
Yep. And then you get cut your teeth there maybe, and then maybe you get a little extra tape or whatever you need to, and
Hmm.
then see about what other options are out there.
Exactly.
Coach, I want to get to a couple more reflections of sorts,
All right.
questions. Best lacrosse memory as a player.
My first win
Okay.
um, at the college level.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, Adams State wasn't the best when it came to um, playing.
Yeah.
I did not win a single game in my 3 years at Adams State. I loved my time there, loved the girls, loved the coaches, loved the community, but we were not successful in the field.
Okay.
When I transferred to Missouri Western, I think it was our second game of that season. I We won. It was against what made it even better is it was against
Oh,
Colorado State Pueblo,
yeah.
which was a team that I played against all the time
All the time right there. Hmm.
in the RMAC. And I just have a visceral memory of getting the win and the clock stopping or ending,
Yeah.
the buzzer going off, and we won. I didn't know how to react. Never won in college. Won in
Sure.
3 years, or almost 4 years at that time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do I do? And I literally was standing there like, we did it.
Yeah.
What? We did this. And my coach, she was incredible. She came from Regis, and so I played her when I was at Adams, and she knew the struggles that Adams State
Yeah.
had. And she saw me just standing there when the buzzer went off, and she came over and gave me the biggest hug. Said, "You
Oh,
did
that's
it.
great.
You finally did it." Because she knew
That's amazing.
how hard I had been working
Yeah.
to get a win. I had so many one-goal losses with Adams that if things had just fallen the other way, we would have won.
Yeah.
And it's never worked out in those 3 years. And I got to tell you, to go 3 years in college without winning, it takes it takes guts. It takes
Yes.
grit
Yeah.
because you're up at 5 a.m. going to lift at 6, but you have to make sure that you're awake and you've eaten something, or else you're
Right.
going to pass out during lift. And you're doing 2 to 3 hour practices, not to mention the individuals in the study hall,
Mm-hmm.
and going to class and everything, and getting wall ball in. It's a full-time job. And to go 3 years without a win, you
Oh,
got to have grit.
yeah.
You got to just love the game. And so when I went to Missouri Western and I got my first win, and I was able to just finally get that monkey off my back, it was incredible. And my
That's great.
coach just celebrating with me because, yes, it was also her first win as a head coach,
Mm-hmm.
but she loved me so much and she knew my story so well that she was willing to set aside her victory as a first victory as a head coach to come celebrate with me for my first victory as a college
Yeah.
athlete 4 years later.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Coach, that's an incredible story, and I really appreciate you sharing it with us.
Yeah.
I can still see to this day how much it means to you, and reflecting upon that time. Like it's, you know, you, it was like 2 minutes to tell the story, but there was 3 years that was flashing through behind your eyes there, and that how real it still feels.
It's, it gives me goosebumps to the day.
Yeah, I got goosebumps from telling me about it. So, um, we're getting close to wrapping up here.
Hmm.
I think this story is a good spot for us to end. Uh, I want to thank you again for making time for us. I am sincere and willing to help, and anything I can do to help you out. And if that's having a show where we can talk girls lacrosse with other coaches and everything, I'd be happy to do that as well. So,
Yeah.
um,
I just have one more
yeah,
thing
let's
that's
do it.
coming up for Middleton
Mhm.
Lacrosse. We are having a Trilax clinic on January 31st.
Okay.
It is free and open to everyone K through 7. We're trying to build that youth base right
Okay.
now, and we have 6 that are available for girls to use. Right now, it is just girls,
Okay.
but it's open to all girls K through 7. We have sticks available. We have some amazing coaches coming to help with it. It's out in Middleton, and it's free. It's an
Okay.
opportunity for girls to come play, give it a try. I would love to have more than just
Yeah.
the Middleton community come out. I know Middleton is out there for especially some Boise people, but if you know of any girls that, or any parents that have young girls that want to give lacrosse a try but don't want the commitment of buying the equipment and
Sure.
paying that money,
Let's see if they like it.
we have a free clinic coming up on January 31st.
Okay.
Just trying to build that youth
Yep.
base right now.
And I'll get that from you, and I'll be happy to share and
Awesome.
post it out. So,
Yeah.
hey, Coach,
Thank you.
thank you.